Good morning and happy Friday. You are watching brittwriterly. It is our Friday reading sprint. This is the book and art YouTube channel where we talk about the intersection of literature and culture. I run these morning sprints every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to roughly 12 to 12:30, depending on when we start. With my lovely co-host, usually Shay with the hobbies.
Hey, I feel like, was it last week I wasn't here? Was it last week?
Yes.
Incident? Yeah, my bad. Yeah, ooh, life. But hey, y'all. Good morning. I'm Shay on my channel, Shay with the hobbies. I be writing, I be reading, I be creating. Today I'm be reading and cleaning because if y'all can see, this room looks a mess. So
We can't see anything.
depression is crazy. So I'm feeling better today. So let's clean up our stuff.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my thing for the stream today.
Cool. Let's greet this chat. Per usual, Pat is first in. Good morning, Taz. It's been a long time. You shouldn't have left me without a dope beat to step with.
Oh, okay. All right.
I changed it so it still rhymed.
It did it. Left me and we, me and with don't rhyme, but that's cool. I was gonna let you have it till you said I changed it so it rhymed. You could just say I changed it.
I changed it so it rhymed. That was the intent. That's the reason that I changed it.
I believe that's what you intended to do.
Hi, Taz.
You look really pretty today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh,
There
do you
we
see
go.
my earrings?
There we go. Yeah, you look real pretty today. There we go.
Thank you. I'm trying my first top bun.
It's cute.
Thanks. I don't know if y'all can see it because you
No,
be defying gravity over here, but she's here. She's here.
Pat, can you private message me anywhere? Pretty, please. I don't know if you have like any type of social media that allows that, but if you could, pretty, please, I'd appreciate it. Okay, sorry.
Good morning, KJ.
Every time got it.
I'm
so proud of you. Yeah.
Rachel was right here. Rachel was still right here.
You got it right.
But I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
We know better around here.
You did good.
Thank you. Good morning, Tia. Good morning, Dina. Thank you. Thank you. It's the green. I love my green. Good morning, Scorpio rising.
I love that avatar. It's so cute.
Oh, it is. See, because we're mindful of you. We're mindful of you, KJ. I remember when I remember when I lost my mind. And I swore your name was Rachel. It was actually KJ.
I love that.
I remember, I'll never forget, because I was super convicted that your name was Rachel, and you were like, KJ.
You were convicted that her name was Rachel?
I was convinced.
Got you.
I was really just like, I was super sure about it. Well, I had a conviction. I had a strong unction that her name was her name was Rachel.
I was trying to understand. I wasn't sure. No. It wasn't to correct you. It really was to like, wait, maybe I'm thinking of the word wrong.
Yeah. I was sure. I was super duper. And then I had to be told that I was wrong, and everybody else already knew that I was wrong. So it was just like, oh, I'm the only one.
It's never fun being loud and wrong. It's never fun being loud
and wrong.
It's fun to watch other people be loud and wrong, but it's never fun to be the one that's loud. I feel
like it's what some people come to my page for. They just come here because they think I'm gonna be wrong again today, and it's just like, everyone is wrong every day. I just come to watch
topics to stay away from so that you're not wrong. That's all.
Wait, what?
I said we just know which topics to stay away from, so you're not wrong.
Which topics would those be?
I'm not gonna do this with you this morning. We gonna sprint. I'm not gonna do this with you this morning.
I don't know which topics.
Because you're gonna say I feel attacked. I'm being bullied, and I do not want.
Are there lots of topics?
No, I was just gonna say one, but you're gonna feel attacked if I say it. No, I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm not gonna do it. I love you. Hi, friend.
Put it in the private chat.
Okay.
Because now I'm not gonna be able to focus until I know.
Okay.
Ah, thank you.
I knew it. Yeah, exactly.
Listen,
That's why I didn't say nothing, because you were gonna feel attacked.
we're moving on. We're moving on. Because I knew, I was like, surely not that though.
Of course not, because it gets under your skin every time. So it's
Because it's
just funny.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I was like, is she gonna say the reading rainbow thing? Nah, we're past that.
Oh, that was funny though. That was hilarious. That got me. I was like, let me see. This is why I gotta pay attention to Britt's facial expressions, because she will show that you think she knows something and don't say nothing at all. And then you be like, we done talked about reading rainbow like 10 times before this, and you didn't know what I was talking about that whole time.
I just don't be
And then
feeling
you
like
did
being
not
called
say
out.
that. I don't know what you want from me, girl. Really? Really? Okay.
I just don't feel like being called out every minute. So I just be like, sure, yeah. You sound perfectly right. Absolutely.
Okay, just look at the chat. I'm sorry.
The hair is looking fab. I
didn't even say it out loud.
Vina, I know you're a long time listener, long time caller, but I will put you in timeout.
I didn't even say it out loud. I literally, you said private chat, I private chatted. Somebody stood there. Like, we know what topics to stay away from, Britt. You should count that as a blessing. We know you so well. We know your happy place conversationally.
Woo woo woo. Woo woo woo.
This the woo woo woo. I'm done.
When I am down and
Not
I'm feeling
Sinclair.
blue. 3
Not
words of wisdom. Woo woo woo.
I feel like Sinclair did it with so much more peace, and like she didn't have an attitude. It might work better if you just a little bit.
A little upspeak.
Just a little,
When I am down and I'm feeling blue.
It's Pat saying breeze for me.
3 words of wisdom. Woo woo woo.
Woo woo woo.
Woo woo woo. Because Vina, you tried it. You tried it. I'm gonna rest on our prior history to let that slide. I'm gonna rest on that. On all the book recs, on all the tea. I'm gonna rest on that.
Funny.
Woo woo woo. Y'all, okay, we're gonna get into a sprint, but it's gonna be the book talk portion of the reading sprint and book talk. So if you don't know, if you're new to my channel, mostly this year, the book talk is going to be coming through FriYAY Sprint. So if you're not here, you're probably not seeing much at all, because I think the honesty is going to become a quarterly thing, because it's already March. And have I done an honesty this year? No. So at this point, it's accidentally quarterly. We're just going to roll with it.
I told you.
You did. And I just don't have it, y'all. No. I accidentally clicked into my email and saw the beginning of a message. I was like, what are you talking about? No, not yet. Not yet. Now it's for reading, not for responding to administrative things, or as some of my professors would say, administravia. Y'all. I'm trying to find the cover of it to show it to you. I just read my first Ernest Gaines book. Can I tell you that this man doesn't owe me anything? Can I make that?
Who's
Ernest Gaines.
Ernest Gaines.
Mm-hmm. It's called.
Go lay down. Go lay down. As soon as the sprint starts. Stop bothering.
It's called A Gathering of Old Men.
A gathering of old men?
A gathering of old men. My dad used to tell me about this book when I was younger, but I didn't have any context for what he was saying. So I was just like, that's great, Dad. The daughter of an English teacher. So, he talks about books sometimes. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know what you're talking about, but he's into it. So I had reason recently to start looking into Ernest Gaines, and I was like, oh, this is the dude my dad has been talking about. Y'all, as you know, I haven't been able to really get into. I was just talking about this on the Missy Elliott Readathon Final Chat. It's so hard for me to get into um to books. Uh-huh.
You did not have to do that.
It's so hard for me to get into like non-fantasy, non-romance books. Ernest J. Gaines had me hemmed up.
No,
I finished that book in
no,
less than 24 hours.
no, no.
It was so good. Good morning, Deidre. So the premise of the book is it's 1970s Louisiana. I don't even know. I don't the town. They're in this on this like old plantation, like the Walter Plantation or something, and they're in between like Lafayette, Louisiana, and Baton Rouge. Oh my gosh, are you talking about Pat's book or A Gathering of Old Men? Yes, yes, yes. It's so good. It is so good. Good morning, Margaret. So the premise is this white man was killed. He is the son of a man who is known in that town for like basically riding out on some Klan stuff. So when his son is killed, everyone is like, oh, his daddy about to roll up here and like try content warning for like racial violence. His dad's gonna roll up in here and try to lynch somebody before we can even take this man to jail. Da, 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 da. That's the fear. So when people in the town hear this shot, they're like, what was that? And then it's like telephone, like everyone starts calling and passing on to these old men who remember his father, the guy who was shot. They're like, it was so and so shot so and so. The Matthew shot with Bo. The boy's name was Bo. Well, he's like 30 or something, but the man's name was Bo. Matthew shot Bo. Mind you, Matthew is 80 years old. As soon as I told my dad that I was reading A Gathering of Old Men, he said, Matthew is the man. I said, we're on the same page. So all these men, 17 of them, go up to this house, to Matthew's house. And this woman, Candy, who inherited the plantation, tells them, get a 12 gauge shotgun. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. And put like 5 caliber bullets in it or something and shoot them and keep the shells and bring it all up here because that's how Matthew shot Bo. And so they go up there with the same model of gun, the same number of shells missing, everything. And so when the sheriff gets there from Baton Rouge, he's like, who shot him? And the white woman who Matthew raised, so she's super loyal to him, she's like, I shot him. He was chasing Charlie up here. Mind you, we have yet to see this man named Charlie until the end of the book. I thought Charlie was a boy. Charlie's a 50-year-old man. He was chasing Charlie up here. I told him not to cross into the yard. He crossed into the yard, so I shot him. And the sheriff Mapes is like, I don't believe you. Because everyone knows that Matthew raised her and that she loves him. And so he's like, let me talk to some of these old men that are here. So the men are ranging from like 50 years old to 80 years old. Some of them have missing teeth. They're arthritic. They're old and they're standing up there like a bunch of bosses. And whenever Mapes asked them, they were like, yeah, I shot him. Like all of them are saying that they shot him. But what's really, really interesting is they all give a story for why they shot him. And it's not all, like some of it is for what Bo's dad did to them or because of what they did to my daughter, because of what they did to my son. But some of it is like because he was desecrating the land that my people worked and acting like it wasn't my people who worked this land. So it's so good. Thank you. It's so good because you're seeing these old men like really, first of all, tell the story of like one instance of racial violence in their life that for them to be like, no, I definitely could have killed them, and here's why I did. The sheriff knows that none of them did it, and the reason that he knows that they didn't do it is really sad, because it's like, I know that y'all would never, because all of them have watched racial violence happen to a family member and not stepped in. And so he's like, none of y'all are men enough to kill Bo. Matthew is the only one who is. Matthew is like full-blood Senegalese. And so they're like, well, the reason that we did it to Bo, even if Bo isn't the one who did me wrong, or my daughter wrong, or my wife wrong, or my son wrong, is because I wasn't going to sit by and let something else happen. So I know that you have to take me to jail. I know that Bo's dad, whose name is Fix, could ride up and try to like handle me. And I would rather go out that way than a coward, because I'm trying to avoid getting beaten or getting, all the different things that could happen. And so basically they're like, I'm going to die a man. So it's a lot of discussion about courage, about masculinity, about the feelings of being emasculated when you can't protect your children or your wife or your sister or whomever. And so it just becomes a storytelling circle of all of the things that have happened in this Louisiana town over the course of 50 years, as to why they now at their old age are willing to fire on the son of a virtual Klansman, honestly. And it's so good. And there's a plot twist at the end, even after all of that. And it is so good. So that's the book that I just finished reading last night. I stayed up to finish it. So that was my first Ernest J. Gaines book. I'm a fan. If you can't tell, I'm a fan. And so I am going to go back to reading Maya's upcoming book when it all syncs up, because I need to like get back into that. But my next Ernest J. Gaines book that is synced up is the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman, because I've heard so many good things about it. So that's what I'm going to be reading later, but today I'm going to read when it all syncs up. I may start Jane Pittman while I like make breakfast or something, because Maya's book is, I have to be looking at it, but so good. So good. Anyway, good morning, Maya Ma. Don't forget to like button. Da, 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 da. Okay, we're going to start sprinting now. Shay, do you have the timer up, or did you go to walk your doggos?
No, I have time.
Great, great, great. So that's my reading update, y'all. I'm so pleased. He owes me nothing. Okay, this is a bomb timer, so mind the boom at the 30. If it's going to like make you have heart palpitations, I would suggest muting it, setting your own 30-minute timer, and coming back after this one goes off. All right. And Shay, what you reading?
Daughters of Jubilation. We're on the read along, so I'm reading a chapter a day.
What chapter are you on?
Chapter 3.
Oh, maybe I'll hop in there, because I stopped on like chapter 5 or something. Okay, later though, not today. Remember to hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. If you have not already, smash that like button. And here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Y'all turn them pages.
WordPress made easy as
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey y'all, I'm on the phone with my father, so we're about to go right back into another sprint. But good morning to everyone who's here. We're gonna catch you on the next one. And 3, 2, 1. Y'all turn them pages. No. Okay. So we're making great time because, well, not great time because we still started 15 minutes late, but we caught up on that time by going back to back with the sprints. So, how did y'all do? And question one, what's the best book you've read this year? Um, the best book I've read this year is A Gathering of Old Men by Ernest Gaines, and I stand by that. I stand by that. That is my favorite book thus far. Which is, it's also very rare for it to be a historical fiction. I can't really, it ain't too far back in Black history you can go and get a happy joint. So I kind of stay away. I'm scared of reading the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman right now because it's a 100-year-old Black woman being interviewed about her life, and she was a slave for the first 10 years. So I'm just like, ooh, what are we about to hear? But it's on like chapter 3 and she's already free in the first chapter because it's told from the it's her being interviewed. So the book is structured like a series of recorded audio interviews. And so the first chapter isn't even Miss Pittman, it's the person interviewing her. And so it's chapter 3 just ended and she's now free, young Jane. So I'm like, okay. I mean the description already said it was going to be hard, but at least she's already not enslaved anymore. So whatever. I think I'm already a fan of Mr. Gaines, but I think the way he depicts and talks about racial trauma, I can handle it. So super appreciative of that, and I'm interested and excited, cautiously so, to read this book because it's one of his best known books. So I definitely want to go through his greats first, and then he has more like shorter books. A Lesson Before Dying, I really want to read that one next, and then he has a couple ones that are not even 3 hours long. So I'm gonna do a little impromptu Ernest Gaines read along. If you're interested, hop on board. Shay, how'd that sprint go for you?
Um, it was a harder sprint. Uh, yeah. Um, what was the best book I read this year? Um, I don't think I finished the book this year. So yeah.
Or story, because I know you read short stories more than I do.
Well, I like that Mama March one in Africa Risen. I really loved the audio version of that story. I thought that was really good.
Okay. We had Alicia and Samantha Marie come in. Scorpio Rising, read 40 pages. Wow. During both sprints, my favorite book this year thus far was The Davenports by Crystal Marquise. Okay. Patty Ellis, good morning. I do not know that I've seen you in here before. If I have not, welcome. If I haven't, I'm just forgetting you treasures in my head and not my heart, and welcome back. I do. I do, because I didn't like how my edges looks like on the sides. I was like, no, well, let's just cover it. A headband covers a multitude of sins. And it matches my shirt so perfectly. It felt like a missed opportunity. So need to read that book, Scorpio. Seen mixed reviews for the Davenports. What is it about? It's just a temperature check, Vina. It's just a temperature check thus far. It's been 2 months. We're in month 3. What's your favorite book that you've read thus far? It's a little temperature check. It's no commitment. It's no commitment, no 30-day fee. Just thus far, what's your fave? Exactly. Exactly, Pat. You understand. So I got to the end of chapter 3. I had a phone call with my dad. Um, I I got to the end of chapter 3 of the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman by Ernest J. Gaines. who is quickly becoming a fave. I also don't read enough Black classics by Black men, so I need to get my weight up in that anyway. So I'm glad to have found him. And I started in the last 44 seconds reading When It All Syncs Up. I'm going to spend the last sprint reading that. I'm 13% into the book. So, and Kindle projects that it'll take me 4 more hours to read it. Will those 4 hours be consecutive? Absolutely not. Certainly not today. Good morning, Floor. It's been so long. Welcome back. I haven't finished much, but I loved Even Though I Knew the End and The Beautiful Ones. Okay, those are really great names. The Davenports was a day enough for me. It had too many POVs and they were all going through the same situation. Was it like a single situation multi-POV, or was it like it wasn't supposed to seem like the same situation, but it was just like you created 6 different characters with different names, but they were all kind of the same character type of thing? The Davenports is a work of historical fiction. It's about a wealthy Black family during the early 1900s. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is the first time here. Half the time when you're live, vlog is on. I'm either finished work or low shedding is on. Okay, not familiar with that show, but glad you made it to a live. Okay. They are all in love with the wrong people for them. It was more than 4 different POVs with 4 different names. Oh, okay. It was more like having 4 different carbon copies of a single character. Yeah, that's the difficulty. As Shay knows, I'm a fan of multi POVs, but it can be tedious because then you have to think about readers, because I've read multi POV books that I don't like 2 of the 4 POVs, and so half the time I'm reading the book, I'm reading it through a POV of someone who I do not care about, and so I'm either like reading it super fast or skipping it altogether, and it's just hard. It's just hard. Oh, thank you for the UK gloss pack, because I was like, is that a show? I'm not familiar. I feel like Shay is laughing at me off screen.
No, not at all. I don't know either.
Okay. I saw you look down and then your lips sort of like lifted, and I was like, dang. I'm from Arkansas, y'all. I am from
I
Arkansas.
didn't know what it meant either.
Okay. So I respectfully disagree concerning the Davenports. I liked each of the young women's perspectives. I enjoyed the book overall. Okay, so multiple perspectives on the multi perspectives in the book. Cool. That's valuable. I don't know multi POV, but then they do. It is super important for me as a writer if I'm doing multi POV. They all have to have very distinct characteristics, and especially if the characteristics are similar, like if they're sisters and they're kind of they're very much alike, which I try to stay away from. But if that is the case, then they have to be going through completely opposite situations that forces them onto distinct paths. But yeah, it is a lot of work. Yep. Oh, okay. Thank you. Now we know. I had no idea. The way I said I don't know that show. Okay. Yeah. Forgive me. I find if there are more than like 4 POVs, I get so confused sometimes, even more if it's an audiobook. Yeah, if the chapters aren't marked with each people's name, which I don't like doing as an author, but as a reader, I understand the need for that. Okay, so multiple people were like, no thanks for the Davenports. All right, let's get into our last sprint. I'm going to put the second question up. What's your most anticipated read on your TBR, and then we're going to get into our final sprint. All right, humans, in 3, 2, 1, y'all turn them pages. Sorry, I was muted. I started off today at 14% of When It All Syncs Up. And I'm now at 16% of When It All Syncs Up. I had to pause and start getting ready for a presentation I have in a little over an hour. So we're also going to do a quick wrap up. My most anticipated read on my TBR. I don't even know that I really have a TBR right now. Oh, I do. It's The Demon King by Evan Winters. Evan, when are we going to get it? When are we going to get it? It's been years. Evan, come on with it. Just please. Like, please. Evan, please. Like, please. I have been waiting since The Rage of Dragons. I have read The Rage of Dragons and The Fires of Vengeance at least 2 times, maybe 3. Evan, please. Can we just get book 3? And he said on a message board, he was like, it's probably not going to happen this summer, honestly. But that was last summer. So I'm just like, what about this summer, Evan? What about this one? Please, a cover. Evan, please. Rereading The Fires of Vengeance reminds me of how much there is on the line in book 3. Can you please? It's all very stressful. That is my most anticipated read with no release date in sight. It's very stressful. It's very stressful. Shay, what about you?
So when I first read the question, I just I read it as like your most anticipated read for the year. So we all know that's Elizabeth Acevedo's book that comes out in May.
Obviously.
But then it was like my most anticipated read for this month. Here's the thing: I need to finish The World We Make because we're supposed to. Well, that too. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that I'm anticipating reading that I'm excited about. Yeah, there's a lot. There's that. There's the Daughters of Jubilation.
Well, you're already reading that, so that's not really on your TBR.
Is it? Okay. Okay, so then on just stuff that I haven't read that I didn't know. Okay, well then it's really just Elizabeth, is the truth.
Okay.
I'm currently
just
reading.
family lore.
Yeah, everything else I'm currently reading. That's the thing I'm not currently reading, and I'm excited.
Okay.
Family lore.
Venus said for this month, it's the self-same Metal by Brittany Williams. I saw that on NetGalley when I was looking for Maya's book. Looked so good. That looked so good. And the title, all right. I'm glad that we're done with the Accord of X and X, a Song of X. Like, I'm glad we're done with all of that. Their heart don't cry.
It's out in August. Why did I think it was May? Did they move it?
What? Family Lore?
Family Lore. They moved it? Because I feel like it was May. Hold on, I'm going to go through my screenshots because I was like super excited about this.
Wait, Scorpio Rising, Killing the Game, read 30 pages. It's good, Vina. It is so good. I've lost a big bag of seeds I wanted to start, and I'm more excited about it than I think I should be. I guess because I took time to think about where to put it, and I still lost it. Dang! Sunflower seeds? Yo, that sucks. That sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you. My next 2 books, The Accidental Pinup by Danielle Jackson and Fledgling. Fledgling's a good book. A nice old school vampire book. Black vampires at that, and we love that. Oh, Mercy keeps jumping. Yes, I heard sometime this year. Let it come. Let it come. Vina said she has an e-arc and it's saying it's out August 1st. My most anticipated reads on my TBRs are The Weight of Blood by Tiffany Jackson and Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. Black Cake looks good. It's not my phone, it's ringing off. Oh. It's okay. People want to talk to you, Pat. They love you. Is Family Lore supposed to come out August 1st? That seems to be the consensus. All right. Shay,
yeah, no, that's what it's saying online.
Okay. Shay, do you have any outro announcements?
Um, if life and mental health allows, y'all know I stream Friday through Tuesday, but I'll be starting in the nighttime on Twitch, doing a story time hour. So I'll just be reading a book for an hour. So if y'all want to be read to a little bit with a little cachet sizzle added onto it, come through. That's all I got.
All right. I don't have anything else. I have no promises about when y'all will be seeing me before next Friday, if the Lord will. So per usual, I just can't make no promises at this point. I have so many things I want to do, and I just have to be honest with myself that I knew that this last semester is going to be difficult, and until I get an assistant, this is what I can do. Weekly streaming. Anything else? Get out me post May. Okay. Y'all have an amazing day. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for liking. Hydrate, 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 and mind your business. Bye.